Live now. Who's got the ding dong on?
Ding dong's off.
Hello, welcome to the Friday TFI not lockdown anymore. We've been released-ish show. Here we are with you live 3 p.m. on the 5th of March 2021 after what has been a very, very busy week. Pretty much a mental week this week, isn't it?
Very much so.
It's been all right. Next week's going to be worse.
Yeah.
Worse, is that a word?
Worse, it is in my language.
Yorkshire.
All
Is
right.
it a Yorkshire word? for a lot worse than you get it.
A lot worse.
Definitely. Anyway, we trust you are all well, everybody. We are live across all the different platforms. So we are live on YouTube as well. So good afternoon to everybody in there. Hello to everybody, obviously, in the Flory chat room, which has loads of you in there. Why are you all at work? My God, there's tons of them in there. Or is mine just echoing from last night? No, it is. Genuinely. Crikey.
Reading the chat beforehand, some of them are at work.
Oh, right. Okay. They're on the Sky. Fair enough. Anyway, we trust you all well. As I say, it has been a very, very busy week this week. And as I said, it's only going to get worse for us at PM Land and everything. And he's earning his keep. Let's just put it like that. But anyway, that's enough of all the hints of all the exciting stuff that will be happening soon. I've just had 10,000 bottles turn up, just literally 10 minutes before the show as well. So that was pretty good. So we're getting there. Everything's coming in and coming alive.
Yep.
Good job. Anyway, obviously we'll do a quick recap and then we'll chill and answer questions and just kick back and relax and all the rest of it. So just to run through what has been up to this week. Is that even a sentence? I can't even speak. Anyway, on Monday, we all started off. No, that's Tuesday. God, look, I'm all over the place today. Where's Monday? Monday 9. There it is. There we go. Started off with part 9 of the Seahawk. Basically, that was all the painting. So we talk about pre-shading, black basing, why you shouldn't do either, why I do it, and stuff like that. So that's all down in there as well. So that one part went up. The 30-minute part of that went up on Monday. On Tuesday, which way does this go? It must be this one because that's Yorkshire. Tuesday was the Q&A show. We were talking all different things down in there. And also, we're talking about compressors. So I dug out a very old video from, God, when was that? I think that's 5 years ago. Judging by I've got nothing in the background, look. In fact, there's nothing in the studio. And the old lights, maybe 6 years ago, when I did the side-by-side comparison between 610 and 620 in my old compressor. So, yes. And then, obviously, quite funnily, hold on, I can show you, actually. Let me just do this and then do this. Hold on. You can see me splatting it everywhere because it is quite good. It is good because I tell you what the terrible thing to this was. I actually did empty this, I thought, before the show. So here it is. Look at that.
Lots.
I was actually thinking it's never going to stop.
And lots.
Yeah. That's why you need to empty your
And more than I
compressor.
thought we had, because to be honest, I got quite a lot out of this earlier.
I honestly thought it was just going to spit a little bit. I didn't realise I was going to literally. I was thinking now, oh God, it's now going to run all over the desk. It's going to go everywhere.
Right, hang on, maybe it.
Smile with your sound.
It back up.
Sorry, that was just the sound on the thing. I think it's just reverbing round.
Oh, okay.
So, yes. So, anyway, that is up as well. So, if you want to see a thing about compressors, that show is back up here. It's why I did the review. It's like a bit of a special. I don't think it's actually ever been aired publicly, that, purely because it's a bit disgraceful.
You did get a bit confused on the dates on that on Tuesday.
Did we? Why?
Because that was Monday's date.
Was
No,
it?
it's Tuesday the 2nd. Then scroll up.
Oh, look, we've got 3rd.
Hey.
Oh, well, there you go. That's all right.
Yeah, you put the 3rd on the forum as well. I changed it on the forum, but
We know.
Oh, well. What date was it? The 2nd or the 3rd?
the second.
Oh, right. Okay. So we just need to change it. At least it was 2nd on there. and it's second
Yeah.
on there. They were correct. It's just that bit wasn't.
Yeah, and four.
Fair enough. Okay, so anyway, there's all the questions in there. We spoke about, obviously, Posca Pens doing seals, various things, sanders, all those types of things as well. So that is up on there as we make our way through. And then, obviously, on Wednesday was the PM show.
We look happy.
We just.
I found a bit where we were all laughing. We were actually laughing. I can't remember what it was now. It's something at the end of the show. I can't remember now what it was. Oh, that's the one where Andy was dropping us in it and we were saying it was nothing to do with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you remember rightly, we were saying that the thoughts and opinions of Mr. Molyneux are not that of PM Models because he was slating a certain company beginning with T. So anyway, that is up there as well. So if you want to see that one, also the part 3 of Matt's Jag is up as well. So obviously you would have seen bits of clips of that and various things, but there's a full thing for it there if you want to see that one. So that was on Wednesday. Okay, last night clearly it was the live show. We had a full house last night. We had everybody on. So that was quite nice. So if you want to go off and see that one there. Also, it's the review for the said Flanker 35, SU35. Again, beautiful kit. Very, very nice. Highly detailed. Can't go wrong with it. It is very, very nice indeed. So the review of that is up. Okay, so that is that one. And that brings you basically bang up to today, where obviously we're here. You can see we've got the next part 10 of the actual Seahawk is up, which covers about doing the red tail. So that one is all going to be about how you lining up the decals and sort of getting them up. But it didn't really work, so I ended up having to touch it in anyway. But anyway, so that shows about that one down in there. Oh, there they go. So that's all that. And also got the review of the Jackal High Mobility Weapons Platform, which is a nice one as well. And remember, if you want to see the photos for any of those ones for a bit more high-res look, if you click on in the review section, you've got them in here and you can go a bit closer. So there you go, you can see the detail on the tyres then and all the parts. That's what I mean by Lego. You see how modular it is?
Yeah,
That is a one-piece chassis then.
Lower chassis, yeah.
And it's still got 800 parts.
Yeah.
How's that then?
Because
zero wrong.
there is lots of parts.
Can't be 800 parts worth, surely.
Like, seriously, look, hold on.
So it's not decals
Including
as
the
well.
decals and the parts.
Look, hold on. Where's the unboxing? Here we go. Look,
Individual tyre treads.
Time treads.
I couldn't get in the box. I had a bit of trouble,
Can't get in,
actually.
Can you?
Look, I'm like, you couldn't get in. So hold on, you'll see. See, one of them, there's a big sprue, and it's got 4 of them. So obviously you get the nice bubble wrap one, which has got all the bits that stick up. So that's quite nice. So there you go. It's a giant sprue there.
They always have been good packing, haven't they?
Yeah, they always do good packing. So you got that one. Then you've got 2 of them mirrored. And you got them. And another 2 of them. So there's 4 of those. That's why. So I don't know. But also, in the side pocket in a minute, there's another load. So I don't know about 800. So yeah, this is the bit in the side. So obviously, lower chassis, upper chassis, a few other bits and tyres, and a load of photo etch. You do get quite a nice bit of photo etch with it as well. So yes, there it is. But yeah, it's it.
Russell puts it's got a full China tea set in it. Is that correct?
No.
It's disappointed, isn't it?
Sorry, doesn't have one of those. But generally, I don't know. I was just looking at the part count on that. I don't know.
Doesn't it tell you on the box how many parts is in it? No, it just tells you on the side of the box, doesn't it?
I can't see anywhere that says it.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm looking. Hold on.
I thought you was well up on Mandarin.
Hold on.
Trying our best to cover all bases, but I think reading Mandarin's going to be a bit of a stretch, isn't it?
No, can't see it, but you can see the instructions though. If you look at them like there, they're very good. They're very, straightforward. Clear. Very clear. Yeah, they're not overcomplicated because obviously it is, you're doing it in corners.
Is it like workable steering?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah,
it's posable steering.
Well, that's what I meant. Posable.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's always nicer if you can just offset the front wheels a little bit to give it a bit more dynamic than it just like...
Oh, yeah. You don't just have them straight and away you go.
Straight boring, isn't it?
But the instructions, I think, when I was doing the review, it looks quite complicated, but they're very well laid out and spaced out. So I think it just makes it look like it goes on forever. But it's because it's just showing you just a couple of bits per image. So actually, it's not that bad. But it is very nice, clear instructions. Take hint, Kitty Hawk.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, generally, I thought it's just a really nice one. And I think, like I say in the review, by the time I think you just add a few Bronco sets with the old, Bergens and equipment, Pelican cases, those types of things that they all carry around in there. I think, and a couple of figures, it'll really look very, very nice.
The Gecko stuff would work well with that, wouldn't it? With the weapons and
Gecko stuff. Yeah, those weapon sets and all the bits that they do. Yeah,
pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Definitely. So
It's nice to see instructions where it's just a few steps per page, because I've been building dragon stuff and it's like that.
All on one page.
It's like the old Ella ones where it's just one blown up.
Yeah, that's it. Or the Hasegawa ones back in the day, wasn't it? One piece of paper with it all on.
Yeah, just a blown up thing on it. No.
That looks right, doesn't it?
But yeah, it's one of those ones. It's got everything I think you could ever want as a good starting base off for the rest of the kit. So
Don't seem as complicated as your MRAP.
it's definitely not the MRAP, thank God, because the MRAP is just horrendous. So yes, but no, I thought really it was just one of those ones where I think it's just a nice, straightforward. Seems very solid when it's together and everything. So yeah, like it. It's a good old kit, typical Hobby Boss. Put it like that.
Yeah.
I think Hobby Boss always get overlooked because their armour's pretty good. I've done their Merkaba and stuff like that, and they're pretty good. So
to be honest, yeah, I've never had them with their armour kits. They are pretty well designed. So yeah.
So yes, good job. Right, okay. So that basically brings you up to date. That's where we are today. I've also done a few other reviews, clearly, which you'll get up next week. So we've done the F14, we've done the P40, we've done an F16. Spoiler alert, don't buy it. Because it's not very nice at all. And obviously I finished this. It's done and dusted.
Where's the final reveal pictures?
You can't have them yet because it won't be final reveal till next week.
Oh, okay.
So you have to wait for the final reveal
Got
pictures.
a sneaky peek for Instagram.
Yeah. There is some ones that did go up onto Instagram which before it got finished, before it got put together. So, but the final ones haven't gone up yet. But have to say, beautiful kit. Absolutely fantastic. Love it. The instructions are awful and the kit's got blatant mistakes all the way through it completely, including the last one, which was the fact that this helicopter has this bit on the tail. You just about see this lump at the top here. This one doesn't.
Oh,
Even though it shows it in the instructions.
Right.
But you don't get it in the kit. So I've got the IR detectors and I'm like, there's nothing to stick it to. So, and it's a blatantly really bad, obvious mistake. So, just to cap it off about the rotor head being mismolded back to front, they even forgot to put the right tail on it. So it's got the wrong tail on it. I only noticed when I went to put the IR detectors on. So, yes.
We've also got an announcement to make.
Go on.
We've got a new member of staff at PM Models started today.
Right, who's that?
It's later. I knew we'd go over there.
Have you nicked a Flo?
No, we've got Flo 2 out. Now the mascot.
So you've nicked Flo from the thing.
From Lydia.
Oh, is that Lydia's one, is it?
That's Lydia's one, it's not yours.
Oh, right. I thought it was one of the ones we used to sell.
No, you gave it to Lydia when she was about 1.
Oh, very good. I have Flo Junior over here.
Yeah, so she can sit here with us. It's like, what's he called? I'll tell you, innit? University Challenge with your mascot. So, yeah. Low 2. Don't see what I've been doing. Hang on, put it on. Yeah, put it on.
Hold on, I'll be able to, if I can get, I've just got to adjust the camera. Hold on.
So there we go, look.
Hold on. Let me just get you in. Hold on.
Oh God.
Here you go.
Are we in?
Very good.
So yes, there we go. Look,
Is
Bit
that
of a mock-up.
burgundy interior?
that's proper like wine red.
Oh, very nice.
Looks quite leathery as well, doesn't it? I think.
Hmm.
To say it's straight out of the pot. But none of this. Well, the engine's glued in, but the firewall and or the bulkhead and the dashboard are just clipped into place.
So it's a lot redder in real life, isn't it, than on camera?
Yeah, the camera just
Bit
kills it,
orangey,
doesn't it? I think it's this camera thing. So tomorrow is I'm filming basically to get some more of this up for footage for next week. So I've been doing a bit of off-camera work just to move it along a little bit, just basic painting and stuff. But yeah.
So next Tuesday, part
4
4.
should be up next Tuesday, we hope.
Or is
So,
it going to be 3.25?
Well, we don't know yet. We'll see what I manage to get on live camera. What I can, which bits are in shot. But yeah, so coming along nicely, I have to say.
Very nice. Very nice indeed. Good afternoon to, I just have to say, Stuart says, hello from the pasty capital of the world, Plymouth. I dare you to say that to my other half. I think she might have something to say about that, being like, she's so Cornish, she's crimped on the edges. So, yes, very good. I think Neil's drunk.
Early, isn't it?
I don't know. To be honest, James has joined him as well. I think they're drunk in the chat, which is fair enough. Question: what would you use for the interior colour of a Spitfire Mark 11?
R1102. We've just been discussing this earlier. Do you know what? I'd actually written it as a question to you to see if you noticed it was Andy who'd written it.
Yeah, and that's a note to everybody. Never leave your computer signed on at work in your name.
That's a good point. I can be a bit mischievous.
I'm not being funny. My work colleagues were stalking me earlier by going through my old history and then bringing up my old addresses and then Google Street Viewing to see where I used to live. I'm not saying that's a little bit stalkery weird at all, but clearly they've got too much times on their hands.
We was on lunch eating pizza. So we thought we'd stalk you.
That's proper stalkery, that is. Say, I lived in a great place. It was so good that I had like personal protection because I had the local drug dealer live next door for our area. So they say they don't do any doo-doo on their own doorstep, which used to be quite good. So no, I never had a problem where I lived.
Showing you pictures of old kits to give you sleepless nights.
Yes, definitely. Crikey. Where are we? Brits always have a tea set in a vehicle. They have a power to make a brew, but I would call it a tea set.
BV.
A BV.
BV.
A brewery. What?
Boiling vessel.
Boiling
Yes, a
vessel.
boiling
So you did have
vessel.
a tea machine.
You always do, yeah, you got to.
Yeah, I don't think that
Yeah,
one
it's
carries
not-
it though. That's normally an armour, isn't it? APCs.
Yeah, it's water. Then you put your.
But did you have tea or coffee? Do you carry your own rations of tea and coffee?
You get like.
Do you get dry
instant
milk?
coffee and of course you do, yeah.
I don't know. I'm asking actually a genuine question, not
You get proper
yeah,
Thai fuel, Tetley tea bags and.
not Yorkshire tea.
Can't remember seeing the Yorkshire tea,
No, just Tetley and Thai food. Fair enough.
Then you got all your ration packs that you can put in your hot water, and then when you've heated your ration packs, you make your tea in it.
Oh, okay.
In your,
Interesting, isn't it?
yeah. Unless you got hot tea rations in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, that's lovely.
That's happened before.
Hot tea rations in the middle of summer.
I like hot tea rations, some stew and stuff, and
Yeah, but it's a bit,
yeah, it is a bit.
yeah, bit much on a hot day, isn't it? Heavy stew.
Robert says, hello, he's got an AZ Models Avro Tutor this week. It's got no locating tabs for the wings or fuselage join, otherwise okay. Sometimes they're the best ones not to bother with them.
Yeah.
Get rid of them completely anyway. You get a nicer fit and join then.
What are them buckets behind your head, Nathan?
Just tools. So
No, the buckets, the IKEA, aren't they?
IKEA buckets, yeah.
Yeah, IKEA buckets. Balls, that's
Full of
You could have plants in them.
Good, yeah. Just bits and bobs. Pencils and saws and...
Will it be nice to be able to get back to IKEA? Because Nathan basically lives in IKEA. Did you go to IKEA for a Valentine's Day meal once?
No, that was KFC.
Oh, right, yeah. You old romantic, you.
You can do that this year.
To say, don't worry, Andy, you'll never let him forget that, ever. Ever.
Well, it's a very romantic Manchester Piccadilly train station, KFC.
Oh, there you go. They say romance is dead. Mark says, any advice on scratch building a better interior for a 48 scale monogram PBY? Seems a little bare for my liking, especially in the rear bowl sections. Well, you can go to town to it, really, isn't it? Go as much as you like. I must admit, with the bubbles for the observation windows on the back, would be nice to have a little bit more in there. So plasticard, that'd be my chosen way. Scratch build out of plasticard, put some ribbon in, the usual sort of detail. So reference photos would be key to it. And then just generally trying to model it as best as you can for what's in there. I think they do have quite nice bits.
Problem with PBY, it's such a well done aircraft by other manufacturers. Accurate Miniatures. Going back to
PBY?
yeah.
What, Catalina?
Yeah.
Oh, Lena, sorry.
What are you thinking of?
I'm thinking of the.
No, I'm thinking, if he wants detail, like detail, 30-second HPH, what he wants, isn't it?
Well, yes.
And the cutaway, so everything you do, you can
see everything inside it.
Can't you?
Yeah.
Or use that as a reference to scratch build your.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you want to do, go to the HPH site, have a look at all the pictures of it, because they've got all of them built up there and you can see it, and then use all their information and scratch build your own from it.
You surely just get away with plasticard and just doing ribbon and stuff, wouldn't you? And then
because there's nothing ribbon and stuff. Yeah.
Because for what you're going to see through the, I know it's got big bulbous blisters on the back of it, but on the side of it.
Don't know what you'd get yours down for. You've got one of them, haven't you?
Yeah, but I can't. It's buried. Properly buried these days.
Yeah.
Not only can I not get to it totally, but it is buried in the stash. But I don't know what the interior detail was like on that. It's got I can actually, funny enough, the pictures on the side, it's got the rear windows. And, it has obviously got some detail in there. So,
it's a cool kit actually, that Reval one, isn't it, or whatever. It's really, well, it's the only one in 48, I think, isn't it? But it's a really, really nice kit.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a big lump.
Was it around in the 60s? Could he use it?
Yeah, water bomber, probably, or something. Yeah.
I remember my dad building that when I was
little.
It's been around a while, hasn't it?
It's all recessed and stuff, though. Is it that old? No offense, mate. I wouldn't have really like that, but I don't know when it came out originally. I thought it was a 90s kit. Perhaps it was the old Airfix one. Because young.
You're not kidding anyone with that one.
Just an old paper round.
Iron Man says he'll buy the F-16 off me. You'd have to see Matt.
Sell it in. Sell it in. You can sell it in.
How much, Matt?
I don't know how much they are. I'll find out. But yeah, sell it in. You can have it. Sell it. Anybody else? Sell it. Put it up for an auction.
Yeah, we'll auction it live. No one's seen the review yet, so
yeah, auction it.
I'll put the review up after we've sold it.
Monogram one, that was 1995.
Yeah.
What's the best wash for floor? What's the best flooring wash for the P40 olive drab?
Grime.
The reason we say this, I will be honest with everybody who's here, we have not got any dark dirt and we've got no clay. So, and it looks like we might be out until a few months down the road.
December. So what, you've just dropped the bomb there, that's it.
So we've got all the other colours, it's fine, but we've got no way of making any more clay because we've got no clay, so I can't actually make any more batches of wash up. I've got lots of all the other colours, but dark dirt. So, yes. So at the moment, we're a little bit stuffered for it. I'm hoping now I've got some gear for the weekend. I'm going to be playing and seeing if I can make something up. and work something out, but I wouldn't hold your breath. Where are we? It's not my browser history they were going through. They were going through order history with one of our said suppliers. I've had an account with them for donkey's years, you see. So obviously they went right the way back through all my orders.
We were looking to see what the first order was, and it was 30-second stuff for your F4.
F4.
And some bits for the Suffer.
God.
And the following order was a well-known F5 Corsair.
Yeah, it was. And you've had some SU-25.
SU-25.
Don't know after that. We got bored then. We got bored and couldn't be bothered.
£9 that's increased in 10 years.
That's when we was looking where you lived.
Sean says he gave the Mr. Finishing Surfacer a try yesterday to prime his F14. He sprayed very well, but I found that the texture was very rough and once it dried. Any idea why? I don't know why this texture thing's come up. Is the weather suddenly changed these days? Literally, if you've got texture in your paintwork, as we said before, it's either your paint is physically too thick, so it's not atomizing and spraying down nice, you know, and in that case, it's probably because it's got not enough thinners in it. So you need the thinners to actually, you know, carry it to make it nice and wet, to give it time to self-level and smooth out. But we've had this question coming up for the last couple of days a lot, where people saying it's got really rough texture and everything else, and I think it's one of those things you just want to keep it very sort of, you know, muted, nice and smooth, very gentle with it. You want to be nice and close to your model and putting it down. So don't know why it seems to have probably cropped up. Sometimes obviously with the temperature it gets very warm and humid, it might. So
They're selling dark dirt £50 a bottle
on chat.
How are they?
We're going for mad eBay prices soon.
Yeah.
Yes. What I'll do, I'll slip some bottles in to eBay under my alias. That spare 100 I've got that I wish. Hello to Gordon from Chile, Ayrshire. It's a bit cold here today, to be honest.
Somebody's just thanked us for the top tip on a Procon airbrush. Just purchased one, and my God, what a difference! They're all good, aren't they?
Value for money wise, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I even think for the money, I've got a 480 quid airbrush there, and I still think the Procon's better.
Yeah.
They are really good.
You know?
After using mine on the Jag last week, or this week, whenever I did it, last week, wasn't it? Yeah, it is. It's really nice bit of kit.
So Phil's not going to get his spare one then?
Is it? No. Like I give up my airbrushes to anybody. Yeah. So, is it me out of chat?
An essential trip out. He's managed to get, because of lockdown, he's managed to get some Posca pens. So we'll be trying out on his 120mm Tamiya Samurai figure.
James has got his bench vent.
Nice.
First time he's used it, and it's like fantastic compared to his old extractor. I know they're not cheap, but they are worth it. And you know, if you can afford one and invest, get one, because they are a world of difference, aren't they? From the cheapo ones, shall we say?
I think it's that thing, isn't it? You've bought that bit of kit. There's no reason why you ever have to change it or replace it. It's not like you need to upgrade it later on or anything. It's just one of those things now. You've got it. It's got it for life, and you'll be good to go. Sorry, finishing off that question, dark dirt over olive drab every time. That's what I do. You can use grime, in all honesty, if you wanted to, on the underside, because it's more of an earthy look. So it gives it that nice sort of dusty type thing as well. So if you're doing anything on aircraft on the underside, grime's probably the better go-to colour, because it's a little bit lighter, but dark dirt for the top sides.
What would happen if you put a bit of black in with your grime? Would it turn to chewing gum? Or would it
No, you can put black. Don't forget, you can mix the washes together, and you can put dark dirt and add black to it, and it will obviously darken it down. It goes, but it doesn't make an exact same color for dark dirt. Because to be honest, I've tried. That's something I've been playing with, because I thought maybe we could just add a bit of black to the grime we've got to make dark dirt, but it doesn't work like that.
No, but you would get a shade of.
Oh, a shade of, yeah, you can get in the
Shade
ballpark
of,
with
yeah.
it. So if you want to mix, yeah, just do grime, or you could just go down the route of brown with the brown wash, mix it with black, because it's bordering on sepia. The way I did it when I was going through is that, this is going back in the day. Originally, the dark dirt was actually a grey. It's like a gunship grey. It's very, very dark. And we used to do a light grey. So we used to call it light and dark wash, and that was it. And that's what they were. They were basically shades of grey for mainly naval aircraft at the end of the day. And then people were saying about, obviously, over things like olive drab and those types of things. So that's when I switched it out. And the best way I went for it, I wanted an old engine oil look. So that way you can see it on black as well as dark green, and you can see it then obviously on lighter colours without it being black. So it's just one of those colours that sort of, manages to go across all surfaces. And that's why we ended up with it. So the way I describe it is it's old engine oil. So it's got a browny sepia look to it. So yes, it's made out of 3 different pigments. So to get that colour. But it's finding the balance with it with other shades. When you're mixing pigments, it's different to mixing washes together, if that makes sense. So
Yeah, what I'm saying is you can make a shade of.
Yeah, of course you can.
A bit of mixing and experimenting if you have got some other colours, haven't you? That's what I'm getting at. So anyway, because Nathan sat there, tell us what you've been on with, Nathan, because you've been busy.
I've had a day off, so.
He's had a full day in his garage.
Has he?
Full day in the garage since my daughter was born.
I've got one. Hold on, let me move my camera. Hold on.
So this is your latest video build, is it not?
It is going to be, yes.
Here we go.
So this is the Dragon Dornier 335. So it's one of those kits that's got a full engine in here that you can't see. But obviously I just blanked, there's the engine that goes in there, but I just blanked that off. Then it has a full engine in the front, and I thought, okay, I'll cut one of the cowlings off just to show the engine. And then I've done some, if you see those lead wire for the seat belts. I mean, there's not much to be seen, it's a dark grey cockpit, but it's an old Dragon kit from the early 90s, and I've enjoyed building it, so that's code for it's a bit rubbish.
That's why I need to F-16.
It goes together. I mean, one of the big problems is nose weight, so it's got the facility to fill the leading edge of the wing with lead shot, so that's my next job, to do the same here. So I've filmed up to, like, as you see it now, I've filmed it, so I'll put something together for it.
At least actually thought about nose weight though, and I think that's not bad. Most other companies back then would have just overlooked it, but you just put something behind the cockpit.
Well, there's a bit of white metal here.
Yeah.
And I've used these. I've filled the engine with these little balls, and this front bit here is hollow, so I've been able to get quite a lot. I think it's all right as it is. It's sort of tipping that way, so I'm just.
Yeah.
If in doubt, put more in is my sort of mode with this, because it sits on a funny tricycle undercarriage.
Yeah.
The Tamiya one, not that you can get it in this. What have you done to me, chair? Comes with its own nose weight, doesn't it? I think.
Yeah, it does need it because there's quite a lot. The wheels are quite far forward.
Yeah.
It's a brutal looking aeroplane, and I never realised it had a bomb bay.
No, I didn't know that either. Does it?
Yeah, I've got the. You've been saying about using other kits. I've got the Tsukimura concept notes, and there's a picture of it. There's a bomb bay there with a massive, great big bomb in it.
Oh, right. I never knew that.
I didn't know that either.
So did they actually ever see action?
They flew.
Yeah, but did it see action?
Did it ever get used in anger, or was it all just concepts and test planes?
I think it was basically just getting to the end of the prototype phase, and then the Americans arrived on the airfield and said, "Stop it."
Right. Okay.
Then most of the pictures of it have got like a GI stood next to them and moved around the factory. So I think it flew 700 kilometers per hour apparently.
Well, that's pretty good, isn't it? That's getting near the supersonic, isn't it?
In a propeller, in a prop.
Yeah.
I think it's an amazing looking aeroplane. It's pretty huge though. Must have been a. I'd love to see the one they've got in America.
So would that, if you'd have ringed then, would that? I presume that would have made it the fastest prop-driven
Yeah, I think so.
aircraft of the war, wouldn't
It's
it?
about 430 miles an hour.
What did the Spitfire do top end and the Mustang and stuff? Their top end speed.
Oh, is it? Oh, right. That case, that's quite slow, isn't it? Because they used to be banging around about 450, 500.
Right.
So
Not-
maybe Nigel's suggesting they may have
Moz-
Klosterman came across one, but it got away.
I suppose a Mozzie was pretty quick, wasn't it? Interesting. But it's an interesting subject and it'll look good on the Luftwaffe SIG.
Definitely. And obviously, HK do the 32nd scale one, don't they?
I think the Tamiya kit's probably the best to go for. This Dragon one's been. I've had to use quite a lot of super glue. Just because it needs clamping and all.
Bonding together.
Just super glue and kicker to attack it, and then come back with the Tamiya thin afterwards. It's alright. It's an alright kit. Yeah, it'll do.
Any suggestions for a below 30 quid Cold War aircraft? Any scale?
God, there's loads.
That's broad.
Cold War below 30 quid.
God, there's loads.
I reckon you're probably looking Edard MiG-20,
Perfect.
Edard MiG-21.
Yeah.
About.
No, they're above 30 quid now, they are.
You get the.
Yeah, the weekend editions are. I mean, it depends.
48 scale.
Any scale.
God, there's loads in 72nd Airfix, there's tons of them if you want RAF stuff, and then there's the big 21s and Trumpeter do a load, and God, yeah, I don't know. There's tons of them, isn't there? Loads and loads.
Yeah. Mr. Merlin models, give us a more defined area. Because, as I say,
Thousands of kits.
there's lots of kits out there you could go with.
I don't think you won't be disappointed with an Edard MiG-21 if you could get the weekend edition.
Yeah, nothing it. Yeah.
That'd work.
Yeah.
If you want something Western, you could. Oh god, there's just so much choice. I'd reckon the Airfix Buccaneer. Good shout.
Yeah. Yeah. Lightning.
Gordon's pointed out here that who knew a bomber would have a bomb bay? I didn't even know it was a bomber. I thought it was a fighter.
No, I thought it was fun.
I thought it was a fighter. So,
Yeah. I didn't know it had a bomb bay. I, to be honest, I didn't know much about it. I just thought it was I didn't realise it was ground attack. It's like a swing roll, maybe, isn't it? It's got cannons on the front and everything. So
It was the thing with Luftwaffe, then it had to do everything, or they weren't bothered, were they? So they're just concentrating on.
Well, we were saying before the night, weren't we, Nathan, that were they ahead of the time?
yeah.
You can see multi-role aircraft, whereas most aircraft nowadays are all multi-role, aren't they?
That's just cost cutting, though,
Oh,
sure.
yeah, but is that not what they were doing?
Yeah. I think their obsession with it needs to be adapted because somebody's put like with dive bombing was their obsession, wasn't it? Really, and stuff. So I don't know really, but yeah, it's obviously caught on multi-role fighters and stuff as technologies moved on, hasn't it?
Yeah. But there's a night fighter version, I think. I mean, it's one of those aircraft that never quite got into service properly. But it's almost like a Stuka then, if it's got one bomb in it. It's like this replacement to the Stuka, maybe. Don't know.
Yeah.
speaking of bombs and that, they are still got an exclusion zone around that one we had go off the other day. That 1,000 pounder. Turns out it did go slightly wrong because obviously a lot of buildings got destroyed. But it literally, the idea was that they would cut open the bomb and they were going to burn out the internals. And they put whatever it was, 800 tons of sand on top of this thing because it was apparently 6 foot tall. That's how tall this thing was. And so the idea is it burns the explosive off so it doesn't detonate. But no, it proper went bang. So you normally like World War II bombs, they don't ever properly go off because it's like it's old and degraded. This thing proper went off. So that's why everyone's windows got blown out, all the damage to buildings got flattened and everything. So yes. So you know that thing about where they always have like cordons and stuff, and they always say about, oh God, we have to really go this far back. This was the other way because it threw bits of metal and stuff like that, sort of 400 or 500 yards. So, and it's big bits as well.
I say to Andy, like when we watched the vid, didn't we? If it go off the overhead, and it went off with a bit of a bang, but they needed the Danger UXB men there, weren't they? They'd be here with a cigarette and they saw it, weren't they? Okay, job done.
Because I said you should put the explosives on, and that's just to detonate it to make it safe.
Yeah.
Not to actually, it's not the explosive inside that goes up.
Yeah, that's it. It usually just burns out the explosives in it, but it doesn't detonate. But no, it proper detonated, and they've admitted that was the problem. It proper went off. It wasn't just their explosives blowing it up. It actually detonated. So that's why the blast went. But it's very impressive.
It's a big boom.
Because everyone was saying about, you got the local residents saying, I don't know why they should have done more and all the rest of it. And the one bloke said, don't blame us, blame the Luftwaffe, they dropped it.
Yeah, they dropped it 70 years ago. Hey, look, they are that weight off. It would have caused some damage if it had really gone off when they dropped it first time round, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You flying something.
But yeah, it just goes to show what it would have done in a residential. Because you think they literally packed it. I think it was like 800 tons of sand, and they had metal over the top of it and everything to hold it down. And it went, and it just threw everything everywhere. And you saw it in the video. It went up a good couple of 100 feet. But the shockwave from the helicopter, the police helicopter on thermal, you could see the shockwave and all the shrapnel go. But if you look at everybody's window got blown out with it, the walls got flattened. Everything went. So it just goes to show, when these things were dropped and going off in streets and that, you can understand now the amount of just where buildings just turned to dust. That's why.
Yeah, the buildings around it, how old are them buildings? Do you know?
They're brand new. That's the problem. They're building brand new houses.
Well, what was there before brand new houses?
It wasn't. It was a field.
Well, I'm not being funny. That's £1,000 bomb. Has that not been discovered before now?
Well, they're building new houses, you see.
There must have been a bloody great hole there where it dropped and didn't go off, so why come it didn't get down?
In those days, they were probably, I tell you what, we'll just fill it in.
Get the plough on it and tractor it back in.
But the hole it did was, they reckon they could park, was it 4 double-decker buses in the hole it made?
Wow. You keep finding them all over the place, don't they? Europe's full of them, I bet, because I was in Berlin when they were building the new train station, and they cordoned off a massive area and said they found a bomb. And I was like, ooh, I wonder if the RAF put that there, and they cordoned off like loads of the area around the train station. But must find bombs all the time in Germany when they're doing build.
I was about to say the amount of hammer they had, then you would have thought there would be tons all over, wouldn't you, really?
Usually not quite as exciting when they get rid
So
of
if
them.
it was in the middle of a field, then they were a bit off target with what they were trying to bomb, weren't they?
Oh, God, yeah.
To be honest, I think they were probably going for, because Exeter got hammered anyway, but there's a train station literally, from their point of view, a tiny bit across. When you're at 20,000 feet. So they weren't that far from it. And obviously there was a big rolling stock yard. So they were probably going for the railway junction and everything, the stations and sheds and everything on the side of it. And but Exeter actually got flattened properly as well. So
that's where you need your fighter bombers, isn't it? To go in and be a bit more precise. Like we did with the Typhoons and the P-47s and just go and strafe everything and just...
That Russell says in chat, says, fill the hole and let someone else in 50 years worry about it. It's fair, they probably did.
Yeah, it probably was, wasn't it?
Yeah, why risk someone's life if it's stuck in the middle of a field? Yeah,
probably, probably right.
Yeah,
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
But because funny enough, Newton Abbot here had a big, back in the day, train station and a goods yard and all the rest of it, and it only ever got attacked twice. And they think what it was, they were BF-110s. They follow the railway lines because that's what they did for navigation. And they think that they should have gone for Exeter, but actually went the wrong way and ended up in Newton Abbot. So they had a strafing run, but that's what they were doing. They literally just strafed it. They went up and down it a couple of times and strafed it, and that's really all Newton Abbot got. So it wasn't bombed during the war, but the train yard did get hit on 2 occasions. But I think both times it was because they thought they were in Exeter, but they weren't. They were in Newton Abbot. They'd gone the wrong way. So they just picked up the railway line and thought, right, follow that, and went to the wrong one. Stuart says, has anyone had a recent modelling disaster? I was decaling a 48 scale Tornado F3 yesterday and forgot about picking up the missus. The phone rang, panicked, went for the phone, knocked the Tornado to the floor. Yes.
How long we got? Because Andy's probably
That's you, aren't we?
I took the kit out of the box.
I think every build I do's got a slip up on it somewhere, and you spend a bit of time covering it up.
I think one of my worst ones from a disaster of seeing it happen in front of your eyes, like that was, I just finished a commission for a Lancaster, and in those days I used to have like a bit of material, and I used to literally thumbtack it to the wall, and then had it coming down. It used to hang down, put the Lancaster on it, and photographed it, and all the rest of it. Unbeknownst to me, the cat had turned up and thought it was great, and put its claws, because it was flapping, this bit of material, grabbed it, and because it went tight to the back, slid it off, and it just went straight off the edge and then hit the floor. So, yes, that was another...
It's too late to commission. It's, obviously with Nathan's little mishap with the Mary Rose Mark 1, but that was his kit.
That's it, yeah. But that was a commission, and it was built as well, and it was sat there ready to go. That was the crying shame.
I bet you didn't see the cat again for a few days.
Yes, the cat did leg it with the bang and say, good job, because if I'd got hold of it, it'd be dead. It would have used up all its 9 lives instantly. So,
no, that's bad, isn't it?
But I had that one, and also I had a parrot years ago as well. I had a macaw, and it was playing with something in its cage, and it was like, what else it playing with? And what it was, I was working on an F-16. It was the Tamiya F-16 when it was brand new, and again, it was commissioned. Somebody had commissioned me to do the Thunderbirds one, and I'm like, what's it playing with? So anyway, trying to get it off of it. It's a bit like a dog. It won't let go. So eventually managed to get it off with a bit of bribery, and it turns out it had just eaten the intake. Because I glued the intake together, put it down in my room. I didn't know, used to travel around the house a bit, and it turned up, grabbed it, gone back to its cage, gone inside there and just shredded it. So I had to then get hold of another F-16 just to get the intake from it.
Ouch.
So, yes.
So
Those were my 2 moments where you're like, I just freaking hell.
That's pets and modelling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes do they?
Yes, they're my 2 worst ones.
Hmm.
So what was your worst one, Andy?
Yeah, I don't think I've really had anything bad. It's just like stupid things. Like, I'm a swine for when I've sprayed something, I'll leave my model in the air boot, in my spray booth, because you have to use it for something. And then I'm cleaning my airbrush out, and you got your paintbrush, and then flick thinners.
Flicking it about. What
Yeah.
about your canopy mishaps? You're quite a dab hand at cracking canopies.
Yeah, you've done some great canopies over the years.
Some, yeah, but it's fair, most of them haven't been my fault.
Oh yeah, so they just shatter on their own, do they? Spontaneously break. Oh look, there goes another one. Poof.
I mean, the Hulk Hurricane, that's got like stress marks
That's
in it.
bad
because
design, isn't
That's
it?
bad design, yeah.
But your thumb pushing it down didn't help.
I know, but it just, that's fair, the amount of sanding I took out of it to try and get it to fit, but then it's like that one time when you test fit it, and then all of a sudden you can hear it go, you're thinking, oh God. But, and it doesn't look that bad, you can't really see it really. What else?
F104.
The F104 was my fault, but then I salvaged that one by.
You did good by buying another kit that you didn't need, and then
Yeah, I bought another kit and then
making
needed me,
your
so
own.
yeah, I made my own. What else have I done? The T2 Buckeye.
That's
Fair,
good,
that's been knocking around for so long, it could have been anything.
Yeah.
The F15 that Phil graciously gave me years and I've still not built it.
Yes, I've got the Great Wall Office one. You can give it him back.
That one was broken out the kit.
You ever rolled over something on your chair?
Yeah, loads of times. Yeah, when you drop something on the floor and you move your
Oh,
chair
you
back
do.
up to
That,
it.
you, the amount of times I've done that, you do that thing, you've dropped it, you know it's gone between your legs, and you go back and you hear it go crunch, and you're like, Jesus. That's why you should never have a chair on wheels.
Yeah. The number of times I've called Shell up and she said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Drop something on the floor."
Don't move.
And she says, "Don't move."
That's it.
Throwing on the floor. Yeah.
I don't think too many I've done. I've obviously sticking that thing on the runway round upside down on the Buccaneer. But I managed to get that out. Well, yeah, I did something not long ago and I can't remember. What was I doing? Was it on the tank or something? Where I said to you, I stuck it on wrong and I had to extra thin it off while I noticed. I can't remember what it
I can't
was.
remember what that was.
It was something recent, I can't remember, but I stuck something on wrong, way round, upside down, wrong place or somewhere. So, that was. It's all.
Yeah.
But nothing too bad, I don't think. It's just normal lost parts, isn't it, where they ping off your tweezers and all that, but nothing.
I've broken kits once they've been built. I can't remember what it was now. Can't remember what it was. An early US Navy jet. It was nice, and I did a fantastic job, and it looked beautiful. And we were going to a model show, and I think Nathan had asked me if I'd take the 32nd Tornado to the show. I was getting it down, and I got a Flory medal at the side of it. I knocked the Flory medal off the top of the cabinet, went flying down, landed on the canopy. of that aircraft. I thought, oh god, so that just went straight in the bin.
Another one.
Yeah, and I've only finished it about a week beforehand, and
Was it the Skyray? You built Skyray?
no, I've got Skyray.
Obviously, Nathan's
Mary Rose, version 1.
version 1, MR1.
Yeah.
What else you done?
Most of my time tend to get killed off at model shows.
That is the risk of taking them, though, isn't it? Really.
Nathan's got a 72nd. Oh, what is it? The one that kills itself every time you take it to a show. And you have to ends up there in about 20 pieces. Is it a
Tornado?
Tornado, isn't it?
Yeah. I can get one that went wrong, and I can show you. You'll know what I've done when you see it.
I was about to say, Nathan had one. Remember when we was at the Milton Keynes show and the wind got up?
Oh,
and
the wind blew
blew
in, didn't it? Yeah, they went flying.
It went up in the air, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit dusty, so excuse the mess. You'll see what I've done to fix the problem. There's
Oh, Gaddy.
Yeah.
these chaps cleaning the canopies. I've lost a chap off the bat. There should be a fella stood here somewhere cleaning this one, but yeah, I've had a few in this Revelka. I tried to do the canopies closed, and that was the mistake.
Just put it on the table again, Nathan.
Does it sit backwards a bit?
I was about to say, yeah, it looks like you've made it all right.
It's almost a tail sitter.
Yeah,
It's close.
I put a mistake on that as well.
Very
very
close.
finely balanced. So yeah, that was a bit of a. But that's the thing, isn't it? I think every model something goes wrong, and you fix it, even if it is with Tark.
I must admit, I did see on the old social media somebody has done a Buckeye, Andy, and they've sealed the canopy like it's got one of those thermal, like it's been in the desert, and put it over it. So I did think of you then. You could do the same. 'Cause it's all faded where it's in the day glow. It's in the day glow. It's one of the Navy trainer ones, and it's faded, and they've put one of those like silver blankets, heat patch things over it.
Probably bleached the Dago black, couldn't it? Yeah,
Everybody knows why you put tarp on though, don't they? When you do it, it's like, you split
Yeah,
together.
we know what you've done. Stick a tarp on it. There was a question down here. Somebody was asking about paint colour. I did see it somewhere. Somebody was asking about a duck egg blue, but I've lost it. Now it's moved. Yeah, somebody was asking about a duck egg blue. And a few people have said, Brett said about AK Real Colours do duck egg blue, number 241.
Good call.
Attacker do it as well.
Yeah.
Attacker do a duck egg. But it's more green. Why is it called blue when it's green?
Yeah.
True.
It's one of those colours again, isn't it? Like Azure blue, that was a bit of a.
Yeah.
Depends on the duck.
I think like the Tamiya Sky's a duck eggy colouring.
Yeah.
It is, isn't it? Sky's a duck egg, greeny blue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sky is, yeah.
Or good old Humbro enamel tinlets.
You know what's going to happen? One day we're going to do a build, and it is going to have to be Humbrol tinlets.
You know what? I was actually thinking about the Humbro and enamel paint thing the other night.
Well, yeah.
You know,
Oh dear.
do you know like to do reverse weathering? So you normally paint it either in your lacquers. You can't with lacquer, obviously weather with lacquers, but hear me out here. So go back old school, right, and paint it in enamel, but with no enamel weathering. So you got acrylics or Phil's wash or whatever. So you reverse weathering now you would normally, because you wouldn't even do it either put. I know you're washing technically like solvent based, but if you know you've got your oils, you've got the enamel, which is all the AK, MIG, and all the other stuff. But reverse it and then do either like acrylic washers and non-solvent based thing, and see how it would come out. See what would happen.
You'd be getting a fluoride don't washing colours.
Yeah, well, that'd count. Of course it would, because that'd be ideal, wouldn't it?
But they do quite a lot of acrylic.
Yeah, exactly. I've got some of their acrylic washers, and I'm thinking, well, they clean up with airbrush cleaner, don't they? Or even their thinners will clean it all.
Yeah.
I don't know, just a bit of fun exercise, just to see, you know. Because I think you can get stuck in, like, obviously the traditional ways of doing it, can't you? So why not just try it a different way? You might get a different result. It might look awful. I don't know. Probably will, but at least you'd know.
Trouble you used to find with enamels, especially the Humbrol ones, is that they were very matte. You know, it was almost like a texture to their matteness. They were really coarse and rough paints, weren't they? That's the trouble.
Yeah.
So you'd have to gloss everything, especially for things like Declan and that. So I think that's why when you were a kid, if you remember, all your decals were silvered, weren't they?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's more to do with enamel, your paint coats you were putting on there, you know, because you could never get them to lay down or do anything nice. So, but you are right, because all my weathering now has been, you know, obviously like this one just had Flooring Models wash, but for the detailed stuff, it still had enamels all over it. So I did like the grime on the roof. So we just got some enamel washes, a little bit of the smoke colour, and just literally dabbed it around, stippled it, and let it dry. And then give it another coat just to bring it a little bit more up, a little bit around the front, round here and stuff like that. Well, obviously you do that enamel paint, before you know it, you've just reactivated it and made a right mess.
The thing is though, right? No, listen though, because I've had this with stuff, now obviously it's on a smaller scale, but you know, like say I've done, I haven't got it here, but some armour builds, and I've used like an enamel rush wash or an enamel panel line wash or whatever. Once that's dry, it won't reactivate it. You can't reactivate it. And I'm wondering if that would be the case with enamel paints. Once it's fully dried, if you put enamel wash, as long as you're not flooding it with...
And really rubbing at it,
Really rubbing at it, would it reactivate? I don't think it would.
No.
Even oil paints, which are, you know...
The biggest trouble you've got to wait the 4 weeks for it to dry before you can weather it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. I'm not arguing that case, but I'm saying once it's fully dry, how much would it take to actually reactivate it? I might try it.
I think we need a test.
I do need to do a test. Then things that, like, curiosities got my brain ticking whether it, you know, whether you could do it or not without a clear coat, without a barrier in between, what would happen? Well, I'll take your point, obviously, for Declan. Yeah, you would need to do some sort of gloss coat, but then couldn't you make the Humbrol paints, if you're using the Timlets, into a satin by adding their clear into it?
Possibly.
Yeah.
The trouble is with those things, you know, it's like every time you add anything to those paints, it takes another week to dry.
Yeah. Hey, hold on though. What about?
Yeah. Do you know what? I have thought of that. I wonder what rapid thinners would do to it. So
the problem is with the enamel, obviously, is the smell is vile, and even compared to lacquers, I think lacquers are a lot nicer smell than enamels.
I use rapid thinners in.
But you know, because I've got some Model Master enamels and they were really nice to paint. Because at the time they had the colour I wanted, as in slate grey and something else I think it was I wanted.
I like the old Model Master paints because I did the dolphin in it.
Took full out there.
Yeah.
The Model Master paints, their enamel ranges, stuff like that. I've still got quite a few of them here, and I've got a lot of their metallics enamels as well because they were great for hand painting.
Yeah. I had a load of metallics off you years ago.
Yeah.
What I also have got a thing to ask is right, going back to the little washers like the MIG and AK washers and stuff, over time they do deteriorate.
Yeah.
They kind of separate.
Yeah.
But why does that never happen with Humbrol tinlets? I've had some that are 40-year-old, and I've done it on the show, and I've took the lid off and mixed it up, and it's workable.
Yeah.
So what's in the washers that's not in the paint? Do you know what I mean? Because they do tend to break down over time.
Must be the thinners.
Or the binder. I think there's some sort of binder in there or something. I don't know.
Sit under a nice layer of oil, don't they?
I suppose it's just there's no oil in that. It's just enamel, pigment, and thinner, isn't it, for the washers?
Yeah.
So I think Humbrol enamels could be used to post shade, and if it goes wrong, get some enamel.
Oh God, what we're doing? We're going to champion Humbrol enamels again.
That's it. Get the range in.
That's it.
I'm thinking you could post shade. If you're going to try post shading for the first time, you spray it in lacquers and then you do your post shading in enamel, and it's safer because you're mixing the enamels come off dead easily with enamel thinners and they don't destroy the paint underneath. I like them for detail work and occasional bits here and there.
Tell you what, to be honest, I think actually enamel metallics are probably the best metallics.
Yeah.
But for brush painting, I mean. I wouldn't say for spraying, I mean for brush painting, you know, small details like gold and copper and bronze and all them. I do think they're brilliant for that. Because I think the medium works with the enamel paint for it and the pigment. I really don't think it works with acrylics. Even though the Vallejo's are nice, I don't think they're brilliant for brush painting. I think they're really too thin. So
I sprayed with X28 today for the first time in donkeys, and that was so flat because I did Tamiya XF paint with X28, and it's flattest paint I've done in ages.
I used X28 for putting decals down.
I was going to say, to be honest, I've just been using it for putting decals down. Yeah.
But I sprayed the engine in XF85, and I was like, "Geez, that's flat," because I've not sprayed anything apart from a few rapid thinners in ages.
I'll have to try it.
Merlin's back. He was saying about Cold War jets. He's saying F-14, Su-33, prefer 48 but 72nd. How much are the 72nd flanker family from Trumpeter and that? It's around about, isn't it?
Did you get?
I don't know.
Still get the Revell one?
I mean, the thingy ones are cheap, aren't they? Let's be honest, the Vesta ones are the cheapest.
Yeah.
The 33 is like 25 quid. Tomcat's a bit different. Sorry, Nate.
That's what Revell reboxed anyway. So yeah.
No results found. Try it without a space.
There's a decent 72nd Tomcat that's cheap because, like I said, it's normally we've gone to Great Wall Hobbits, or before that it was Fine Mold, wasn't it? There.
And then who was it before that?
Was it Academy?
Academy do one if you can get
look,
it. Yeah,
you got
it's a good call.
Su-27 family, £22. Su-33, admittedly it's sold out, but it's 20 quid. That's the one I built, wasn't it? That's a good kit, that is.
Yeah.
So Svez doing 72nd.
To be honest, I don't think you're going to get a 48 for one of them aircraft.
No.
You will second hand, but I mean the 33 is only the kinetic one, isn't it? And the new one.
Yeah.
And they're like 50, 60 quid.
Yeah.
Well, the brand new one is 100 quid or whatever it is, isn't it? That mini base one.
Didn't Hobby Boss do an F-14?
Hobby Boss doing F-14 in 7 second.
Yeah, that's
For what it's like. but
Even
yeah.
the 48th one is a
Yeah.
bit cheaper,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
and it's not that bad.
If you shop around, I'm sure you'll be able to find one. But you probably 72nd, I think, would be more a reasonable price range, isn't it?
Probably what's F4?
No, the Kinetic F4s in 72nd are alright. Academy ones,
Yeah.
they're not bad kits.
Yeah. Did you get the F4S, can't you? Or
Yeah. Yeah.
I just can't go down to 7-7.
Mm.
Ivan is saying about Molotov Chrome going off. It does. So what you want to do is put a little bit of lacquer thinners in it, and it'll reactivate it. When it goes gritty, because I've had it, we did it a couple of weeks ago, but I have mine on a top, and it obviously with the pen, I find that it goes off. So you have to pump it like crazy and then get it to come through and get rid of the old stuff, and away you go again. But if you put a tiny bit of lacquer thinners into it, it tends to reactivate it. So that's for your Molotov Chrome.
Yeah. Good chrome though, isn't it? A 148 Vampire, yeah, they're cheap. And actually, if you know, I know it's not a PM show, but we put some. Andy's been busy and put some new offers up today in the discounty bit, and a Vampire's in there. To be honest,
Yeah, two.
What, in the specials?
in the special
Specials.
bit.
Put those up.
So count this as like an ad break, everybody. Can have a drink then.
A word from our sponsor. Do.
Oh, look, Mr. McCluskey, look, there's a couple of cars in there for you.
Look, a Mazda.
If you go up the top, it's under the Hobby Boss stuff. So we've put in from the Camaro down to the ICM. You know, oh look, and there's a B25 we're on about. Look, the Accurate Miniatures one, and a Jag, a couple of Jags.
Yeah, that's the Accurate Miniature one.
Yeah. Some tanks. And
ICM 111s, they're really nice.
They are.
Yeah. Yep.
Good size in that scale as well. Nice.
So yeah, there you go.
Yes,
Grab them before they go.
that's it.
The SU-22.
The SU-22. What kit your one? I can't see from here.
No, I can't see.
Well, that one,
I can't remember, yeah.
It's not cheap, is it? It's not under 30 quid.
60 quid.
Oh, 6 quid.
Yeah, you have a Jag. Yes, and a Citroen.
Citroen.
No, you're a bit early, mate. You're an hour early. Do you want to go? Go and have a lie down. Go and chew a bone. Very nice. Very good stuff. Right. Okay. So a few more questions down in here. Russell says divorce due to models taking precedence. Was late for the hearing as I had an undercarriage to glue.
Fair enough.
Did it.
That's it. Phil, tell Matt I love his top coat gloss coat video. Never knew it was such an accomplished modeler.
I'm not.
They just thought it was a pretty face.
It's not really me doing it.
Yeah.
It's on there.
That's
Someone
it.
else's hands.
When will the next instalment be up?
Hopefully Tuesday. I'm filming tomorrow.
I cut all the bad bits out and leave the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't put bad
it's
bits.
Andy's editing makes him look good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Alcab Black Base better than TS14 Gloss Black?
No.
To be honest, I wouldn't use either of them, but Alclad's Black Base, isn't that enamel?
Yeah.
Yes.
It takes a while to dry.
Just
It's
thinking,
all right.
going back, I have had it and I have used it back in the day when I used to use Alclad lacquers, the metallizers, but
Yeah, sure is enamel in it.
I'm thinking it's enamel, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yes, they don't do a lacquer one, spray can, do they?
Outclad.
Yeah. No,
Gloss
it's
black.
good.
Okay.
Fake.
No, but
Yeah.
Tamiya TS14 gloss black is
Yeah.
the rattle can
Yeah,
version, isn't it?
why in comparing them two together.
Mm.
So if you got an
Doesn't say
here,
what it is.
X1, LP1.
Honestly, Tamiya X1 with leveling thinners, actually rapid thinners is how I did mine. That's it. I wouldn't go back now.
It's in there, you know,
Oh,
the
GX.
GX1 as well. Is it
GX1?
GX1?
Or
The
is it
gloss
two,
black.
one or two of them?
Oh yeah, whichever one. Two.
Yeah.
Two.
Two and two. What? Yeah. One's white in them for some reason, isn't it?
It's got some nasty stuff in it, this gloss black stuff.
Has it?
Mm.
So is it enamel one then, Dave?
It's got butanol, methyl, ethyl ketone in it, and
Ethyl.
ethyl,
Sounds like a dodgy band.
and toluene. It's very stinky.
Ooh, it sounds vile.
Mm.
Yeah.
It
Sounds like
works. I mean, I've had a couple of
Yeah.
this gloss black where it stays sticky forever. So I've kind of stopped using it. But with this, you have to put the grey primer underneath the gloss black. So you kind of have to prime it twice with the Alclad one. Because this is the gloss one to put under your metals.
Mm.
It's to put the grey primer on and then the gloss black, I think. And then
But in the thingy one and enamel one, no, the black base AK Extreme, that's enamel as well, isn't it?
Don't know.
I ain't got one here. We sold out.
No.
Last one went today, but I'm sure that's a gloss enamel as well.
But anyway, all that aside, personally, I use Tamiya X1 with rapid thinners in it, or leveling thinners, either way. Seems to make no odds, and beautiful results. When I did the B17, obviously for the metal coat, that's what I used for it. And it does, it goes down beautifully. Very, very nice.
It does. It does.
It's the future.
Rapid thinner with
Anything.
anything, really, yeah.
Like, seriously, it is. Over the last couple of builds I've done, I've used nothing but rapid thinners, purely because it just dries really quickly. But it dries, I think, just the same as leveling thinners. I thought it would just dry rougher, but it doesn't. It just seems to go down really nice. I haven't tried it for glossing, admittedly, but for everything else...
Switch it back. Stop. I'm going to put it back on the.
Put some water in it. Put
Yeah, water it down, we can sell it. But seriously, it is. It's one of those things, it doesn't make sense. Because you would think, like, you know, the way I look at it is, matte coats, rapid thinner, dries quickly, no problem at all. Normal type stuff, you got your normal thinner. And then obviously leveling thinners, because obviously it's got the retarder, it makes things, you know, smoother and glossy and everything else. But I can't tell the difference. I can actually, it doesn't matter which one I use, it gives the same effect, apart from this literally does dry, touch dry, really quick. Bomb on here, bomb, depth charge. To be honest, it's gloss red. I sprayed it and then I dropped it. And I thought, shit, that's it now, it's going to be covered. Picked it up, wiped it off because it was dry. And it was like, you know, but I had it, a cocktail stick jabbed in it and it fell off and it fell on the floor. And I thought, seriously, I'm going to have to literally rub it down and give it another coat. But it had dry by the time it hit the floor. And it had only been up there for maybe 2 minutes, but it had been enough for it to gas off and it would be fine. Anyway, gave it a wipe and there you go, good to go. So I'm impressed. Victor Cayenne, call me. So it is good stuff.
It is good. No, it does work. It does work with, like you say, with Tamiya X1 because I based up them metallic bits I showed you with it. Very good. Good stuff.
It says here it's good for doing metals.
Yes.
It is.
The only claim it makes is it dries quicker.
Wasn't that what it was for originally, for doing the metal? For the.
I thought it was for priming, wasn't it? I thought it was for surfaces. Surfaces.
And again, that's the thing. If you use that with the Mr. Surfacer primer, with that one, it's mega. It goes down like silk.
Yeah, it does.
The great thing about it, it dries instantly. So, like say, big testament to it. Doing big areas, I was just chucking it on the VC10. So I've literally got hold of one wing, prime it, and then grab it to do the other. It dries that quick. So that's the nice thing to it. Literally, it gases off and becomes touch dry in literally a couple of minutes.
What? It says on the side, add approximately 50% rapid thinner to Mr. Metal colour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it says this product can only be used for Mr. Colour. Do not use for Accurate Hobby Colour and Mr. Metal Colour.
Lost in translation. So, I must admit, I haven't tried it with aqua colour, with Aquatis. I've only ever used it with lacquers.
So?
You've tried it with Accurate, haven't
Yeah,
you? It worked fine.
Yeah, it worked fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all rubbish. But
Yeah.
yeah. This,
Anyway, Steam Fan 61 says about scrapers. He's looking to purchase a trumpeter tools scraper, but which ones would you recommend? I recommend that one.
I would wait because they'll all be back in stock next week.
Yeah, they're all coming in next week. But this is the I haven't got an overhead camera today. This is the nice. It's just like an arrowhead. It's both sides. It's not the leafily sharp, pointy one. This is the blunt one, so you can self-harm with it and not kill yourself. So
Is that the curvy one?
that's the curvy one. Hold
That's
on.
in stock. We actually got them in stock. Oh my god, Dave, that's a massive question. Dave, can you like just paragraph that a bit less for us because that's like really long. I mean, we're going to lose it in chat.
Should we get it quickly before it goes?
Can somebody read that really, really fast?
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, go on.
Hi guys, quick question for you. I'm in the process of building the Edward.
Oh, it's gone.
You did that.
I
Perfect.
know. Sorry.
Because it went the wrong way.
Hold on. Really missed it. Gone.
Edward 148 limited edition. Good evening, Danan. They're for collecting, not for
No,
building.
yeah, exactly. I was about to say the same thing.
F4C in the 60s group build, the stencil data is printed in groups of large sections of carrier film. The film is hyper thin and has gone down perfectly with no silvering anywhere. However, if you tilt the model into the light, you can see the film. So that's the word. So my question is, for the first clear coat of the decals, would be most effective in blending the carrier film to the paintwork, gloss, matte, or satin? Cheers, guys. You're doing a great job, Dave.
So this is just obviously the contrast between the carrier film and obviously your paintwork. So
Yeah,
all you want to do
yeah.
is neutralise that by a clear coat that's even right the way over. To be honest, if you watch, which will be up on Monday, the decaling of this, I've got a great shot of the tail where it says navy on here. I've got the camera angled and we talk about it because you can see that there's no silver in, but when you look at it, it looks like it's got silvering, but it hasn't. And that's because it's the texture of the actual surface of the decal because it wasn't sealed. And then this thing, I gave a satin coat right the way over to neutralise it. And it obviously, because this is a decal down the back here and it's painted, you've got like bits of it that are and aren't. So to neutralise it right the way over, and that's more of a texture thing. So the weathering evenly sticks over everything. So you can't see where it is, but also you lose that look. So that silvering, which isn't actually silvering, is just texture of the light reflecting off the surface of the decal. And it's not air trapped under it that is silvering.
So you're saying satin, yeah?
So I would say, well, it depends really what type of finish you're going for, isn't it? So if you want gloss, stick a gloss over it. If you want satin finish, go with satin or a flat coat. But you need to even, isn't it, the surface of the decal. Famously, Airfix a few years ago had really, really matte finish ones. They were awful. They were so matte, they were almost a nightmare to try and cover over because they went the other way because they used to be really glossy. Then they went too matte and now they sort of evened it out a little bit to have something more like a satin finish.
I missed the most important bit off the end.
Which is what?
Cheers, guys. You're doing a great job.
Oh, fair enough.
Can I just put in here? So, I don't know Phantoms, well, I do know what one is, but would it actually have had stencil data on that, or would it just be sprayed over?
It depends if it had
Camo
work
one.
done back in there. Navy Phantoms didn't have as many stencils for some reason as Air Force Phantoms.
Isn't it?
It's what, sorry?
Sea camo.
That's the sea camo one, isn't it?
So that's the sea camos in Southeast Asia. So
Yeah.
obviously that's the green, the tan,
Yeah.
and obviously
Yeah,
the off color. So the thing is that those ones did have a lot of stencils all over them.
Right, okay.
You know, so they did, but Navy ones tended to spray over them because of corrosion, where Air Force ones didn't have that sort of treatment.
Yeah.
So, to be honest, at least they're in blocks. It could be worse. It could be individual, and then you'd be there forever.
Like the Phantom.
So anyway, this one here, Matt, because it's a bad photo. Is that my one that I've got up on the screen now? It looks like it's a pointy one, but this is the one that's 9976.
That's the curvy one.
So that, because obviously on the picture it looks like it's a needle.
Can't see yours, but it's too dark behind you. You got something light to put behind it.
Right, listen, right, put this overhead on. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head.
That's the one that goes like that.
Yeah,
Right.
mine's like the arrowhead.
So yours this one.
Yeah,
Put my overhead on and then. Right, put the overhead on. So yours is this one, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So that's the 7.6 or 7.9. I don't know which one's which, to be honest. That pointy one's the 6.9, yeah?
Right, yeah.
And then you've got the curved one, and you've got your one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that
Then,
other curved one
listen,
is the 7.9. So the one with curves on
That's
both
the
sides
6.
is the 7.6.
Yeah.
9976.
Right.
Which is this one on the screen now.
Right, listen. This one's in stock. The curve.
Hold on. Oh, hold on, I've lost you. There you go. Yeah.
Right, this one's in stock at the minute. These two will be back in stock probably, hopefully, Monday, Tuesday next week.
Right.
Okay?
Okay. Nice.
So this one's lethal, and it's like you say, a shank, and you could
Yeah, you kill people with that, yeah.
It's really sharp, but that's more for carving and sculpting.
Yes.
These are scrapers. These are a lot blunter. That one's got a bit of an edge, but they're more for just scraping, seam scraping and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sorted. Yeah, so that's
Okay.
it. So the one you want then is, say, the picture's not very good on that one, is the 9976, which will be in stock next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in early next week, so just keep an eye on the site. Okay.
Yeah.
And just to Russell, they're all for scraping rather than panel lines.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're not panel liners or, you know, as in rescribers. They are literally for cleaning material out.
Mind you, saying that, instead of-
Neil says here, Phil and Nathan, I'm about to order the paints for my Tamiya Zero. I have the metallic blue, but what colour is the base? As in white. The white, hold on, it's jumped. Hold on, where is it? Hold on. Because I'd had it held there for the question. I've got to go back now. There you go. Yeah. What about the white, pale green, etc.? Which one you doing?
I'm waiting for Keith to chip in here.
Is it the wheel well colour he's doing?
Well, that's that metallic
Yeah.
blue, isn't it? Which is what? X13?
Yeah, it's a mix with that and something else, isn't it?
I say whatever Tamiya say it is, because let's face it, they know. Funny enough, because obviously I'm going to be building mine any minute, and I was looking at my photos because I've got a load which I took at the Pacific Museum, and they've got a Zero there that's absolutely mint. So, but again, is it a Frankenstein or is it genuine? I don't know. They've got some very nice original stuff there, but that one is actually on display and is absolutely mint there. It's the one on Ford Island.
It's got green on it. It sounds like it's the army.
So I'm doing the Navy one.
But technically, they were both Navy, weren't they?
Yeah,
Just one's.
like not on the boats.
Yeah. Everyone called them.
So now they're on about Deco Blue. You can oil wash over extreme metals.
Yeah, Keith says it weather's green, but it's new, it's blue. I think Tamiya, don't they mix? It's their.
Get it?
Is it their clear blue or with silver, or is it their metallic blue with?
Clear.
It's their clear blue.
It's clear blue or clear green over silver, I think. But don't forget, guns do it. Guns do
Guns do an actual
Guns do
colour,
the
yeah.
proper colour.
Oh, yeah,
That,
they do.
whatever it's called, there's a name for it, isn't it? Peter asked me a question about glossing. It's gone, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Just to think, because I have Rested's question. This airbrush here is a 0.3. That's what I use for glossing. So what setup you've got is exactly what I use for mine. The thing you might be doing is perhaps going too fast. You need to probably slow down and put it on a bit slower. And I'm talking like a bit closer. Where's me thing? I don't know if you're going to see this on cam, but I would say, it's probably because I was on the webcam, but like that far away. And you want to be going like that slow. Because you want to overlap about 50% from the last coat. Yeah? So it's always wet, and it will look wet. Now, I'm not on the thing here. The thing is, you've got to remember with single pack lacquers is when it's dry, when it goes on, when I filmed it, it was pretty wet and it was new and it's really shiny. Now it's dried off and gassed off, as we say, it does dull back a bit, but it will polish back up. It happens all the time, unless you're using a 2-pack lacquer. That's the only one that stays glossy as when you've put it on. This stuff does like die back a bit, but to me, like Andy said, it's more in scale. It hasn't got that die-cast look to it. Yeah.
Yes. Stick your overhead on. So have a look at it now, so people can see.
When you're watching Matt's video, parts of it are sped up as well, so it looks like he's going.
Yeah, I'm not. He's sped it up. He's going to be going a bit slower and a bit wetter, but can you see that it has died off from?
Yeah.
It is shiny, don't get me wrong, the camera does pick it up, but if you're looking at it, it has gone a bit flatter, but that's the nature of single pack lacquer.
And again, because obviously when it's going on, it was wet. So, as I say, when things dry, it has that, still very shiny, but it's not going to have a wet look.
And it's, I say, the camera gives it more better than it is to the eye. But it's more in scale, to be honest, as like I say, because the 2-pack stuff can look a bit false, to be honest, in this scale. It's lovely, you get a great shine, but it's not really scale effect, as we say. Yeah. I think the single pack stuff is definitely. But if you get some car polish, some wax, treat it as you would your car. You can polish it exactly the same. I won't go for a coarse compound, but a medium to a light compound, and you'll get the shine back.
Well, that's what Tamiya thing's for, isn't it?
Yeah, the little Tamiya tubes are brilliant for it. They've got it. But yeah, you want to probably, by the sounds of it, go probably a little bit slower. And like I say, try and do a 50% overlap from your last coat. So you're like, and then follow the contours of whatever you're spraying. Don't do like this, say this door, and then spin it around and do that door, because that will be dry and you'll get a dry spot. You need to keep it evenly wet.
Yes.
So you go from there to the roof, yeah, and then back down this side, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you've always not got a dry spot.
Yeah, we did an FF.
An FF.
Fast forward.
Fast forward.
You can tell by the tone of the video that.
Yeah.
It's
just practice, Peter. You've just got to practice, and you'll get it. It's, just getting to know it, getting to know the medium and what you can do with it, really. So, yes.
Jordan had a modelling disaster. He says a few weeks ago he spilt a bottle of AK primer and self-levelling thinners over his SU-27 and only noticed it the following morning.
Oof.
Ooh, that's not good.
Turtle wax. Yeah, turtle wax will work.
Yeah, get the autoglim out, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Autoglim, man, he comes. No, yeah, he does. He comes round here, the autoglim. I didn't think they were still going.
Oh, God, they are, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So it was one part when Matt's doing the shell and he's primed it white and he's got it on his base and he says you need to be careful and gentle with it. And he's got his bit of polishing and he's doing it, and the next minute he's like grabbed hold of it because it's moving on him. He seems to grab hold of it and he's like giving it a bit harder. And I think he's going to get a Dremel on it soon. It's getting harder and harder and harder with it.
I was letting the sponge do the work.
Yes, let the tool do the work.
Exactly.
What? You got half hour yet? Can you come back in a minute? You want to say hello? Amazing, isn't it? Want to say hello. Look, it's Friday. It's getting near 5 o'clock. So look, I need my dinner. You two are both creeps. The other one want to say hello as well? Right, Mole, your turn. You're up. There you go. There's the other one. Right, thanks, kids. Can you bugger off now? Hope you got something to go and chase like a cat. There you go. Speaking of which, day before, Molly's got a spot on the windowsill. She sits on the windowsill like a cat, literally like this, looking for cats. I come in through the back door and look at them, and there's a cat sat on the outside of the glass behind Molly on the other side. So she's sat this way, looking for cats, because that's what she does. You've got to think of cats. And there's a cat sat there. And it's like, what the hell? Molly, it's there. And by the time I came along, it startled the cat a bit. It jumped down. She saw it jump down and then turned herself inside out, trying to get out the window, trying to get this cat. But this cat was quite clearly sat there looking at her as if to say, you idiot. Not very smart, is she? Definitely. Apparently, the Planes of Fame have a 100% original zero flying. Bet it's not original colour though, and paint on it. That's the thing. That's the thing we have to worry about. Colours may be a bit of a thing. That restoration was done without more recent research with Japanese documentation. Ooh. Didn't you try and photograph one, Nathan? You got told off. Was that a zero?
I went to the museum at the Japanese War Memorial, and the atrium, you could photograph the zero and one of the Burma Railway trains. But when you went past a certain point, you weren't allowed to take pictures. So I got told off a couple of times.
So there's Nathan.
Yeah.
They're like bloody tourists.
So why aren't you allowed to take pictures?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean,
Is it classed as a shrine or something? Or
the shrine is about 5 minutes. It's around the corner, a couple of minutes walk from the museum. But the shrine is controversial because war criminals are interred and venerated there, and that's a big controversy with the place. When you go into the museum, it puts a different twist on the war.
Yeah, you do find that, yeah.
It kind of, there's panels where they put a different perspective, that the war was a positive thing because it liberated Asia from European colonial powers, which it did. You know, India became independent because of the war. Indonesia, Philippines, etc., etc., etc. And it puts that twist on it that the Japanese were liberating Asia of European rule. I think that's the bit they don't want you taking pictures of, but some of the aircraft are in and amongst these displays.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I got told off in a very polite, typically very
Japanese way of getting a bollocking from the Japanese.
I got told off a bit, but it was all right. I mean, it's just the thing.
Yes. No,
Keith's come back with a tip on the colour for is it Ayotake? I don't know how to pronounce it, but do it aluminium and then put transparent blue on the top. And then if you want to mix it up a bit, put transparent yellow over that, and it's a shifting greeny blue colour. That's for all the wheel wells and the bits inside.
Russell says that he thinks it may be because of the Shinto, that they think the warriors reside with their planes, etc., and you're insulting them by taking pics. Weird. Well, possibly. Good film, Eternal Zero. If you've never seen it, well worth 2 hours out of your life. Because that puts an entirely different slant on Japanese, the suicide planes and committing harry-carry and all stuff like that. You have a total new respect after watching that. Because again, it's a Japanese film, putting a Japanese slant on it. So, but again, you sort of get a very better perspective of why it's done that way. So, yes. And whilst we're doing things like this, I just finished watching the series on the samurai on Netflix.
They're good.
It's actually very good because it's telling you the history of, obviously, early Japanese in, I suppose it'd be, 1500s?
Something like that.
About it. So all they did was at war with everyone, and then obviously they tried to have a go at China, which sort of backfired a bit. So, yes, but very good, interesting series that is. So, yes. Yes, they're saying here that guns pretty much do a perfect match for the Zero Blue H63.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Is it?
So, yes. And so, interesting thing. But it's like when I did the Pearl Harbor Museum, I think I've said it's really weird because you go there and Hawaii's just full of Japanese because it's tax-free shopping for them. So for them, it's like popping across. It's not very far. And so we went to the Pearl Harbor and all the rest of it, and you go round and it's crawling with Japanese. And I say they swarm because they go round in groups of like 50 of them, and they're everywhere. And then the bit where you go into the theatre to watch, obviously, the thing about it and all the rest of it, and from then on, obviously, you go out to, obviously to the Battleship Row and everything else. They don't go. So they go along just to see the bit about, obviously, the bombing of Pearl Harbor, but anything past that, don't want to know about it. So they don't go out to Ford Island or anywhere like that at all. So it's really weird. So we was talking to a couple of the guides, and they were saying, jokingly, he'll come along to see what Great Grandad did, and all the rest of it. But they don't want to know about anything else. That's it. They just want to know about the battle because they've seen that as a victory. But the rest of it, don't want to know anything about it whatsoever. So,
culture thing, innit?
Yeah,
Phil, what colour would you use for Darth Vader's TIE fighter?
Again, I tend to just play around. I've done a few over the years, and I seem to use different colours each time. But normally I just do sort of standard grey. So the ones which were quite... I've done one, to be honest, in 36237, which is actually F-14 Tomcat bluey colour. Did one with a sort of a blue hint to it because his is a slightly different colour to other people's. But if you're doing normal greys and stuff like that, then, normal sort of neutral grey, which is 36320, because then by the time you've dry brushed it to lighten it and given it a wash, it tends to work quite well. So those types of things. So neutral greys and things.
What did they use in the real one, like the prop one? What colour?
Again, God knows. They used a lot of Floquil paints back in the day.
I thought you'd have known that.
Yeah, well, they do. They use like Floquil and stuff like that, but don't make it anymore.
No. Have we ever had that in this country?
I don't think we did.
I don't either. I don't remember seeing it. I don't own it.
Apparently, I don't know, again, this is one of those things, if it's true or not, but apparently there's a company who has got all of the shades from Floquil, and now they do them as Darth Vader's grey and Starship grey, and they say that they're exactly colour matched in that, and you pay a small fortune for them. But I'm not that worried about it, as long as it's in the ballpark. Oh God, Neil's going to follow me with doing the zero, so whatever I do, he's going to do. That's it.
He'll have a long wait. He's in no rush to build it.
Can you hear the noise here? I've got both dogs in here, both attacking their bones. They're both chewing the bones. We've got one here, and the other one's on the other side, and the microphone's in the middle. So I apologise for the gnawing sound you can hear. That's them hinting. Look, we're so hungry, we're having to eat bones.
Give him some cardboard.
Yeah, well, no, she's had enough of that. I know that for a fact after clearing up after her this morning. Seems to be a bit of fibre in this.
Yeah. Ooh, you got no hope with that.
Yeah. Paul Lewis says, I like building large-scale kits. What's the largest scale Sea King helicopter available? Preferably with RAF Air Sea Rescue markings.
148 Savage hour, and that's it, unless you want that backform thing that Mr.
I know, I was going to say, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that, so...
Right, okay.
But seeing as Matt's just told you, somebody's making a backform one in 1/32 that's been upscaled. Allegedly. But that's been in the works for years now. I don't know if he's done any more for that for a while.
48th, isn't it, is... Unless of course, I don't know if you can see up there, look. You can have a Wessex in 32nd.
It's amazing that they've done the Wessex and not done the Sea King, isn't it? The Sea King's more universally used than a Wessex.
It's not as cool as a Wessex, though, is it?
I've been in a Wessex and not a Sea King.
It's a big thing, though. It'd be massive in 32nd, the blooming Sea King. It'd be huge.
Yeah.
You don't really get, helicopters are always in 32nd of the smaller ones, aren't they? I mean, there's some 35th, I suppose, like the Hind and the Chinook, what Trumpy do, but
Be nice to see one in 32, the Marine one in 32.
Oh, look, there it is.
There it
The
is.
said one.
Just like that.
It does. It's very similar to the one that's here, isn't it? Isn't that a coincidence?
It is. It's amazing now. It's basically, look, it's me. Look, I'm mirroring.
Well,
I look
yeah.
quite tanned there. I don't know why. Tell I haven't been abroad for a couple of years. Look, Casper the Ghost on this side.
That's just from your back garden.
Probably. Hold on, where is it? Here it comes. So, Yarth, there you go. There she
Very
is.
nice it turned out.
Yeah,
I did. I was really, really happy with that. Yeah, just nice.
We do with tackling the other one for we've got a matching pair.
I do. Yeah, I do. I've got the other one here.
Or do I get the one you've just finished here so I can stick that in place of the fox back?
That's it. Well, you're going to nick me seal cut there.
You can see in here.
But no, very nice kit. I have to say, it's one of those. Not for the beginner, clearly, because it's a bit of a, yeah.
Very nice kit. I think you're stretching it, calling it a very nice kit.
Oh yeah. But you say all the details there. You just need to bring it out, shall we say?
Hmm.
And you need quite a lot of super glue.
Yeah.
You need to polish the turd.
Yes, you are polishing a bit of a turd, but actually she's all right. The thing is, you've got the overall shape and all the stuff what you need and want for it. So
You don't like helicopters, so stop looking at it.
yes, I do like the Ellies. They're all right.
Yeah, they could, you can, like you say, you can weather them like an armour, really, can't you? They're a bit worn, used.
Yes, used but not abused.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I must admit, well, I really, really did enjoy working on that one. But again, I don't know why. It'd be really nice if it's 35th scale. I don't know why they did 32nd.
No, it's like this ICM, the Cobra they're bringing out as well. That should be really, that's 32nd, and it would be nice to be 35th, because with all the 35th Vietnam stuff that's out, it'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, it is odd, isn't it, how they do stick to the traditional, you know.
Yeah. Don't do it. Don't be like it.
Yeah, don't do it, manufacturers. Keep helicopters in 35th if you're going big, not 32nd.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the MI-26. You've got one of them, haven't you?
And you have. You built it.
Filter.
Yeah. Andy built one. There's the one, the big bloody 72nd thing you have.
72nd one, yeah. 35th be good. What's that big one you've got? The one that carries a bus?
Oh, that's the MI-10.
MI-10. That's a big beast as well, that is, isn't it?
That's for later on in the year, for me and John.
Yeah, bet neither of you build it.
I'll have a go. We have said.
The undercarriage on my MR26 is fragile. That thing will be a nightmare.
We'll have to have a lot of tubing.
Yeah.
Mm.
A lot of tubing to get it strong.
Yeah.
Oh, look, what, do these cost a fortune? Hold on, I've got one here.
No,
Right, they're talking about the price of this kit. What, this one?
They're quite rare.
How many we got?
I'll tell you what, we forgot to auction that. That's it, mate. Went gone.
Is that it? Is that the only one? Oh, right.
Yeah. I thought you were.
Yeah, he didn't show us that one when he was showing the kits that he got.
Because that's
Auction, did
actually
it?
that's actually for you wanted that, didn't you?
That's my precious, so sod off. I know we had. Is that the only one we had in? I thought we had a couple.
No,
in.
we had a load of
No, we had a load, but they've all, we get Asagawa, it just flies.
Yeah.
It just literally flies out the door because it's not easy to get, is it? So
No.
yeah, that was it. Because I thought you was going to review it. I think.
Yeah, no, I will. I will do a review on it. I forgot it, to be honest. When we just mentioned it, it was underneath there. It's hidden under Nathan's tornado.
Oh right.
So, yes.
Build it now, Phil.
I forgot. To be honest, I forgot we'd sent you that.
Yes.
It's one of those kits you see once in a blue moon and they just seem to get squirreled away and you don't see it for years.
Built them, don't they? When they're built, they look good.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. No, very nice.
Yeah.
Cool helicopter.
But you say, to be honest, I can imagine someone like Kitty Hawk, to be honest, doing one of them in perhaps 35th, do a Sea King.
Yeah.
Oh, that. Do you know what? It'd be nice if they did.
I've had a think about what they could be up to and doing. To be honest, that is on my list. I should think maybe something like that.
To be honest, they're not doing much at the minute. They're really quiet. Really, really quiet.
Mm.
I say that SU-25 has just gone completely quiet.
Yeah.
So if that ever does see the light of day, I don't know. But yeah, it's,
Well, it was all done and completed, wasn't it? It just never seemed to get released.
oh yeah, it's just like I say, they've gone very, very quiet.
Hmm.
Be a good sell, though, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it would, because there ain't much competition for it, is there? The old
No.
KP, OEZ, whatever who did the original, that's it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Even though that's a beautiful kit.
What, the KP one?
Yeah, and I might
I'm
be
sure it
selling
was
mine
when it was released how many decades ago?
No, it's a fantastic kit, and I might be selling mine in an auction.
Oh,
soon.
you flogging his off? Is you trying to get in there before they release it?
Yeah. Before it gets gazumped.
I quite like mine. Still got it. It's there. Well, I can't see it because it's hidden under all this stuff that's lying here. But yeah, that was actually a good one. That was, wherever it is. It's here somewhere. Hold on, I've lost it. Where is it? Don't tell me I didn't transfer it across. Which wouldn't
You
be
didn't. It had some dodgy music on it.
probably.
It did.
Is it not here?
No?
Oh, perhaps it's on the other ones. Have I put it on the free to watch area now? Did we offload it?
I don't
Is that
know.
the one that Eddard reboxed?
Yeah. In the classics section. Is it in here? Yeah, there it is. There
next.
it is.
Sword.
See, look, there's another classic. Oh, look. Oh, look. Multiple camera angles. Jesus.
Philip Flory then.
Philip Flores, that was his Sunday name.
Yeah, that's it. That's my pseudonym.
Yeah.
There you go. Homemade. This is using Squadron Green up in the intakes. Somebody did ask me the other day, and I might actually do it if we can find some time. But you know, they do like a director's cut. It's like some of the videos, and then we can discuss it as it's playing and what you would do differently now. Obviously, get a better camera would be my first shout, but yes, of going back over some of the older builds and saying what you would do different, you know, now compared to doing it then, because that one's over 12 years old now. So
Nathan's done Nathan's cut. It is a Nathan's cut, but director's cut, ain't you, on your Spitfire?
Yeah, when I put the final reveal post up, I've done a new version of the video. I'll keep that one for the forum.
Anyway, I've got a question.
Yeah.
How long do you think it takes actors or other stars when they've got the stage name to get used to it from using the proper name, like what they've been brought up with?
Well, like Sirloin.
If somebody's just put it, because somebody says, "Oh, it's his pseudonym cum stage name on here," and I'm just thinking, like Elton John, or who's changed the name, or Michael Caine, or whoever, who's got the stage name. I wonder how long it took them to get used to when people are talking to him to like.
Yeah. What, the bit where someone shouts their name and they're like, "Who?"
You know what I mean?
Oh, me.
Yeah, you mean me? I think it'd be weird.
I guess when our respective partners changed their surname, they'd have had the same thing. It must have taken a while to get used to a new surname when we got back.
Signing a different. I know Leslie did, but she.
And kept the signature the same because the initial of her surname and mine is the same. So
Yeah.
I think it took her a few weeks to get used to it.
Yeah, but if like she's still got a Christian name as such, hasn't she? So her first name. But when you completely change your name to something, to Engelbert Humperdinck from whatever his real name was, it must be. Don't know. It must take some getting used to.
Yeah, I guess so.
You got like a dual personality, surely. Your stage.
Yeah, your sage name and that, isn't it?
To your normal self, if that makes sense, or do you just become one?
I think you come one, because famously I did date an exotic dancer for a while, and she had a stage name. Clearly, it was nothing like her normal one, but she'd answer to both.
So here we go. What was
This is an whole other episode, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. But she clearly did.
What was the stage name? Slippery when wet.
I couldn't possibly say, but yeah. But obviously she had two names. It's always a bit concerning when we're out shopping on a Sunday and somebody shouts out her name. So
She probably was famous in the places he frequented back in the day. So, what, did you actually call her then by a proper name or a stage name?
no. I called her by a proper name. Yeah.
Depends.
Depends. Yeah, depends what you were doing. Oh dear.
Anyway, moving on.
It's all right. It's all right. It came from a circus, didn't you, Phil?
Yes. So yes. Anyway, look, leaf camo.
What?
Leaf camo.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
That's what I'm doing.
Why is it yellow?
Right.
Why
That's
is
because I didn't have daylight bulbs in those days. They weren't invented then. I'm using a candle for lighting.
Just say you're telling me? Is this in the 19th century?
Yeah. We had gas lights then. That's all we could do.
It's like it's been shot on a VHS camera.
It almost did.
The tone.
Actually, this was actually on one of those direct-to-DVD ones. So the camera is really loud. So the camera is actually it's being recorded onto a DVD in it. It's like one of those mini DVDs, but you can hear the thing spinning in there. It's awful.
I wonder if you could colour correct it in YouTube now. Colour tone it.
Yeah, you could probably all the technology now. You could bring that up to super 4K.
I'll make it in 4K as well.
Yeah.
Because it's only in 480.
Yeah, you could probably do it now, couldn't you, with the technology?
Probably, yeah.
You know, if they can colorise World War One footage from 100 odd years ago, you can, you know, probably do something with that. Send it to what's his name?
Yeah, what's his name? Who did that World War One's footage? Yeah.
Peter Jackson on it.
Peter Jackson's lot. Get them
Yeah,
on
now
there.
he's not making Wingnut Wings kits. He's got all the time in the world.
It's Ebenezer Flory with his candlelight.
Yeah, it's a wonder it's not in sepia, to be honest. So yes, look, this is doing leaf camo.
No.
To be honest, it was one of those things. It turned out better than I thought it was going to.
Crafty. Simple way of doing it, isn't it?
It was almost clockwork. It sounded like it. That's why I got rid of it. It was so noisy.
I don't know about Ebenezer Flory, more like Ebenezer Good.
Stuart says, hi Phil and guys, interested in doing a 48 scale flanker. What would you recommend?
Oh, Great Wall Hobbies.
He goes, I've seen the kinetic kit on eBay. I don't know, what's the kinetic one like?
The 33?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking of the Kitty Hawk one, wasn't it? Yeah,
That's
35, wouldn't it? That was a bit of a weird one.
I'll get the Great Wall Hobbies one, I think.
Yeah, honestly, if you want to go top tier, then Great Wall Hobbies.
Talking of the Kitty Hawk, it's not available anymore anyway.
Is it?
Not the 35. The 27s are out. But I don't think the 35 is anymore.
Have we got a review of the 33 on the site?
You did. With one of the 35.
Yeah, fantastic one. 35 one out, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. And then Phil's got his little one, haven't you? You've just done.
I've just done the review on that one, if you want a little one, which is a very nice kit. Let's say, if you want the more basic ones, like Neil's saying about the Hobby Boss flankers, they do them, and they're quite cheap compared to the other ones out there.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all right. They're boss blankets for 50 quid or whatever they are. You know.
Matt, will you be getting the Revels Hawk T2 in 1/32? Are they doing a T2, are they? I didn't know
It's
that.
a kinetic kit.
Oh, it's the kinetic, I was going to say.
It's the long-nosed one.
Yeah.
The kinetic one of them.
Oh, so there you go. It's a kinetic kit. Which, is, to be honest, I've seen it built. Looks quite nice. I've never built it, but John's built it.
Mm. Yeah.
Looks. I can do speeded up as well. Look at that. Yum.
Tim Doe.
Let's speed it up.
Need some Benny Hill music on.
Yeah. John says, what's the status of Matchbox March?
It's what we in?
March.
We're not,
April.
it's April. I don't know where Matchbox March came from.
Easter.
We're doing it Easter. Easter's late this year.
So, yeah.
We can't start it until Nathan comes up here.
Mhm.
Down
When are
here.
we allowed to?
Up, down, across.
When we're allowed to move, God knows.
Oh,
When are we
July.
allowed to travel?
July.
Yeah,
Well, we get the first unlock, didn't it? Is at the end of March.
yeah.
where
I
we
think
can-
end of March.
End of March, isn't it? We can meet people in your garden.
Oh,
Yeah.
April the 4th, Easter Monday. Is that it? Is it April the 12th? Says Sarah. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. Any more for any more?
Mhm.
It's when the government says we can move, I think, isn't it?
Yes.
Because at the moment you're still supposed to stay local. You're not supposed to, because people are getting. There's a beach near me that they issued thousands of pounds worth of fines because people had travelled all the way from Leeds to this beach. So they're still fining people for making unessential journeys at the moment, aren't
Yeah.
It is technically an non-essential journey, though, isn't it?
they? Yeah.
You know, there's lots of nice beaches in Leeds.
Oh, yeah. Point.
So I've not gone in. It's only 10 miles from me. I think that's not staying local, but they've got the place is round hoovered up loads of people from Manchester and Leeds and all sorts of places. I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to get this because I've got a load of stuff down there to pick up for Christmas.
I don't think you could be further away from a beach than Leeds, could you?
Don't know, Doncaster's not bad.
Yeah.
And Mansfield.
It's not bad.
Doncaster by the Sea. It's new name.
Yeah, I haven't got time to go back and re-edit and do all of these things, so I'm not going to go back and put them all in 4K and recolour. I've got enough on my plate at the moment, let alone going back over the last 20 years and doing them again.
If we get enough subscribers on the PM Models
YouTube
YouTube channel,
We'll get Phil to do it on.
I'll send mine to Phil and he can do that one.
No. See, look,
You
it
will
looks
have
quite...
to. Well, hey, you know what? I know you build loads of things, but you will have to pick one of them builds you've done from 10 years or so ago, like or whenever,
Yeah.
and read it now.
We were talking about it the other day, weren't we?
I have done it. Don't forget, there is joint ones now which I've done before and after. The P40, the one which you did the pilot for.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
Done the P40. I'm going to about to do the Eagle this year at some point.
Yeah, but that's the new version. I'm not about a newer version of the kit. I'm on about the same kit. Just
Oh, right. Okay. What, a like for like?
New technique.
yeah, with your new techniques and obviously technology you've got.
Tamiya
We talked about it on the
F16.
show the other day, didn't we?
Yeah,
And
we
then-
have spoken about it.
and that Phil says the worst thing is if it turns out worse than the original one.
Yes, that's the fun of it, isn't it? I'm actually going back to revisit a model that I did a few years ago. To be honest, it's on the side. I picked it out of my stash today off the roof. So we'll see. Like I say, if it does turn out any better than my original effort on it.
The original one in the box, was it?
Yeah, it's still there now. So I smashed it. It's still there, so we can do a like for like. Because I was going to refurb the old one, but then I think, well, it'd be nice to see the difference between the two, and if I've got any better.
Rob says Easter is from Friday the 2nd to Monday the 5th.
That's when you've got to build your Matchbox kit then.
We can still call it Matchbox March. It's only a few days up.
It's still in the wrong month, but
Close enough, eh?
There you go, tail sitter.
You got tail sitter.
It was a bit of a tail sitter, so I had to put some more lead in it. Put it this way, if he had a pilot, I had to put his legs in there, he's going to run out of room.
Yeah.
If I remember rightly, I filled it up with lead in the front end. Or did I open it up and put some in? I don't know. Whichever way, I think I shoved it down through the... well, oh no, obviously I'm going to shove it up the nose. So there you go. I couldn't remember. Say it's been so long I can't even remember it, but I think we stuck some up in the wheel well and then shoved it everywhere into it to try and get it down.
Nigel
Again.
used to build them in a day as a kid, so 4 days is more than enough to build a Matchbox kit, isn't it? I'm literally building it, not painting it, putting decals on it. Not going to paint, proper you would have, old school, 3-tone plastic. God,
hand painted. Oh, we've got his lead, look.
Oh, he's got his lead. He's been robbing roofs again.
Yeah.
No
Church-
church.
My name.
Church has got a leaky roof.
Yeah, the church has got a leak again. Another fundraiser.
It doesn't have to be a Matchbox kit, Rob, if you can't get one.
No, just got to be something you can have a bit of fun with.
Something
Yeah.
of that sort of style or ilk, I think. Or yeah, Rebel reboxes are a good way to do it because they're a lot cheaper.
So we still do egg planes and things like that. It's at the same time.
Yeah, it's just a free. It's not
That's what we
nothing.
normally do.
Yeah, it's anything like that. All of them, isn't it?
So Andy's building that. He's building the Gladiator, which is a Matchbox rebox. I'm doing the Panther, the Navy jet that I've got somewhere.
But Phil's doing his Tempest, or the other one he's got.
Yeah.
P40 in it.
Yeah, P40, or I've got the Tempest with
I've
both
got
versions.
Choice 2,
John's building a
Hayford,
Hayford.
because that's all he's got. Can always think it when he's not on, can't we? And I'm going to either do a Dornier 18 or a Twin Otter. So I'm going to do something with wings, actually, for once. Because I've got nothing else Matchbox in my stash.
I was going to say Dornier 18, but it's going off with that.
Well, it's beat me 3 times a Twin Otter, so really I've got to do one. And I've got some nice decals, actually, so I might do the Twin Otter. I like that. I think it's a cool looking plane. Yeah, they'll do, Rob.
Yeah, Johnny, stick on Tamiya XF71 interior green. That'll do. Right the way through on the Spitfire.
Cool. Right, it's 5 o'clock, Pete.
Everybody does.
It is indeed. Apologies, there's no gallery video. I honestly haven't had time today to do it. So we will get doubled up next week for that particular one as we make our way through. Cool. Good job. Is it time? No hinting at all, is it, dude? Look, get down. I've got to say bye to everyone. Right, okay. We will see you, obviously, all next week. Next part of the Seahawk will be up with you on Monday, and then there'll be reviews, because to be honest, I've done all the reviews. They're all done, so I'll be putting them up throughout next week as well. So on Monday, you're probably going to get up, which one Monday? Probably, F14?
Yes, F14 Monday.
Okay,
yeah.
so this one up me, you can lose your tail. So obviously the F14, I'll put that review up. That'll be up with you on Monday, and then probably on Wednesday we'll have up the actual lovely P40 as well. Nice little kit. And then for giggles, we'll put up probably Thursday a very nice F16. Ish.
Good one for the Matchbox March.
Yeah, actually, yeah. No, you wouldn't want to even do that. I'd rather build a Matchbox kit than that. So yes, good job. Right, thank you very much for obviously joining us this week. It's been an absolute pleasure. And remember, you get all your bits and pieces over at, oh God, I can't get to it. Let me just get rid of this. It's in the way. Here we go. It's from the PM store as well. So like we said before, we've got those new things arriving soon, as well as, don't forget, we've got the specials area. So you've got your discounts down in there. And again, we've got lots of pre-orders and bits and pieces on. So members, if you want to put your name down for any of those, do it before we close those. Any due to close any second?
Yeah, we are going to close a few, actually. I'll have to have a look, but yeah, some are due to be closed.
Yeah.
So yes, so have a look. Obviously on the forum, you can see all the pre-orders with the discounts as well, and get your name down for those before we close those as well. And then hopefully we'll have various kits and bits and pieces all coming in next week.
Yeah.
Good job. But big thank you for Nathan, obviously to Matt and Andy for joining us, and obviously if you guys are coming along as well, a pleasure as always. So please take care, happy modelling, stay safe, and we will see you all again very soon.
Bye.
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 Yes. Closed in a minute.